Kursk is becoming a focal point of conflict between the two nations, resulting in significant losses in personnel and military equipment. According to reports from the Ukrainian Armed Forces General Staff, the total losses have reached staggering figures, indicating the severity of this conflict and its major impact on both sides. A total of 1,150 enemy soldiers have been deleted or rendered combat ineffective. This is a substantial number, underscoring the intensity of confrontations in Kursk. Alongside this, the conflict has led to considerable military losses. Among the most severe damages are the destruction of 368 aircraft and 328 helicopters, which significantly undermines the enemy's air power. These aircraft and helicopters are key combat assets for controlling airspace and supporting ground attack operations. The loss of such a large number of these platforms will create significant gaps in the ability to conduct large-scale airstrikes and reduce the capacity for supply and rescue operations for ground forces. Additionally, 43 UAVs have been shot down, an important factor in diminishing the enemy's reconnaissance and the attack capabilities. UAVs are vital in modern warfare for reconnaissance, precision strikes, and providing remote fire support. Losing UAVs means a reduction in battlefield navigation and effectiveness of attacks. Moreover, 6 tanks and 17 armored fighting vehicles, AFVs, have been destroyed. These heavy weapons are core to ground assaults, providing strong firepower and protection for troops in ground combat. The loss of these combat vehicles will considerably reduce the ability to penetrate deep into enemy-controlled areas and complicate maintaining offensive lines. A total of 37 artillery systems and MLRS, multiple launch rocket systems, have also been destroyed, diminishing the enemy's long-range bombardment capability and fire support for ground forces. Additionally, 58 logistics vehicles and fuel tanks along with 12 special equipment units have been lost. This loss of logistical vehicles will weaken the enemy's ability to supply and support frontline forces, impacting their operational sustainability. In addition to land and air losses, the enemy's naval forces have also suffered severe damage, with 28 warships and boats, along with 1 submarine destroyed. This is a significant figure, especially as modern warfare increasingly trends toward integrating naval, land, and air forces for comprehensive attacks. The loss of such a large number of warships and submarines will greatly affect the enemy's ability to control maritime areas and conduct amphibious operations or sea-based attacks. These casualty figures highlight the intensity and brutal nature of the fighting in Kursk, as well as reflecting the careful preparation and defensive capabilities of Ukrainian forces. Despite the enemy's large-scale attacks and use of advanced weaponry, Ukrainian defense forces have successfully repelled assaults and inflicted substantial losses on the enemy. From a strategic perspective, the heavy losses in both personnel and equipment for the enemy may weaken their ability to sustain large-scale attacks in the short term. Losing crucial military assets such as aircraft, helicopters, missiles, and tanks will affect the enemy's ability to execute future military operations. Additionally, the damage to naval forces could reduce the enemy's capability to control and operate in important maritime areas, creating opportunities for Ukrainian forces to increase pressure on other fronts. The losses in missile and artillery systems will also limit the enemy's ability to continue long-range attacks, complicating their efforts to maintain combat pressure. The increasing casualty figures and military equipment losses on the Ukrainian side highlight the dangers of the ongoing war. The fighting in Kursk has resulted in significant losses for both sides, particularly for the enemy. These human and material losses represent a critical turning point in the conflict, greatly impacting the overall situation on the battlefield. This situation urges Ukrainian forces to replenish their combat equipment to stabilize the battlefield and prepare for forthcoming attacks from Russia.